What's up, y'all? I'm just on here, just chit-chatting tonight, talking to myself, some thoughts off my mind, off my chest. You know, I don't know. I guess I imagine this would go like, just me coming out with this big, great speech, but I'm not a big, great speaker, so I'm gonna just talk like I talk to myself. Just say, "Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on?" Well, I don't know what kind of background noise y'all hear, but I got my hot water heater popping. It's old. It just pops when water running, and then when my water run, I get a whistling sound through the whole house. So ignore it. If you can hear my voice, just ignore it and listen to me. Maybe it'll help you focus. But I'm hot right now. Shoot, got this sweater on. It's cold outside, but I'm hot for some reason. But yeah, I was just reflecting. I was in there watching some Tupac. I don't even know what the show called, but it's a multi-series documentary on Tupac, man. I didn't even know that man was a revolutionary like that. I knew he was on to something, but I didn't know he was on it like that, man. It just make you think a lot, make you think about what you went through, how you grew up, and some of the things that mirror, the life he lived, not like a rapper or something like that. Y'all know what I mean. Some of the struggles he went through, how they mirror the same struggles you go through or I go through or whatever. It's just it's a trip. It's a trip. Y'all gotta watch it. Check it out. I don't know what it's called. Let me see what it's called real quick while I'm sharing my screen. Um, what is it called? It is called Tupac documentary. Is it on Netflix? Was that what we was watching? Unsolved? Nah, I don't think this is. It's a series. This ain't. This just a little show. Wait, is this the series? I don't know what the hell we was watching, but oh hell no, this fake. Anyway, yeah, I'll go find this. It's a Tupac documentary that's pretty new. I guess it's new, whatever. It's pretty cool. It show a lot of history on the Black Panthers, what they was doing, his mama, his auntie, a whole bunch of people in the movement. Uh, it kind of make me think like, they was doing all that stuff in the 50s, I shouldn't say the 50s, the 60s and the 70s. And then, we the product of them, of that movement. And on the opposite side, we the product also of like the peaceful movement. So, we came from one of two cloths. We came from the Malcolm X's or we came from the Martin Luther Kings. And I actually don't know where my family came from. All I know is my family was crazy. That's it. That's it. They were just crazy. Whole family. I remember I used to hear some stuff about some Muslim stuff when I was young, super young, so too young to remember, but that was about it. But mostly, we didn't really go to church either. So I don't know which side we should have came out on. We came somewhere in between in the ghetto. But they were showing a whole lot of stuff like COINTELPRO and how they was infiltrating the Black Panthers and other movements and how they put the East Coast Panthers against the West Coast Panthers. Yeah, we know it started in the West Coast, but it don't matter. But they laid stuff out in that show. I ain't finished watching the whole series, man. Y'all gotta watch that. It'll have you mind tripping for a minute. It'll make you think, what the hell are we doing, man? We really out here killing ourselves while they killing us at the same time. It's like double. I can't say double jeopardy. No, not double jeopardy. Just double my bubble. Goddamn. It's like we doing it on top of what they doing. It's kind of weird. And I've been looking at all the history way before this anyway. So, all of that stuff, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. It just kind of fill in some blank spots that you need to know about. You wouldn't think you'd see that all from a Tupac documentary, man. That thing is nice. Kind of addicting if you like history. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm just on here talking y'all. I know I ain't made like a video in a month, and I just talk about some finance crap all the time, whatever, here, there, everywhere. But what I'm really trying to do is something similar, something similar to a Tupac. Shoot, I know I ain't no Tupac. I ain't talking like that, y'all. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to help wake up some people, man. Wake up, just wake up. And then when you watch this documentary, man, you realize he was trying. I didn't even know that. And I listened to Tupac. I wasn't religious about it. I listened to it when it came on the radio, but that's about it. Or when somebody's playing it at their house or whatever. But I didn't know that man was a revolutionary like that. I knew he was something, but not like that. But anyway, it just made you think how you grew up. I grew up in the 70s, baby. Born in 74. Who could say that right there? And still living in 2023, 50. Well, I ain't 50 yet, but damn near 50 years later. That's pretty crazy. There's a lot of these cats is young kids, man, they killing each other for they hit 20, man. This is kind of crazy these days. When we grew up, we didn't really have that much of that, just here and there maybe, but nothing like today. Boy, they'd kill you for breathing the wrong way. But yeah. Yeah. That's a trip. Anywho, y'all, I was just thinking, like, while I was watching, I was like, damn, how did I grow up? I grew up in like, from what I remember, I don't really remember much. I know I was like on Louisiana Street in Vallejo for a little bit, but I was too young to really remember anything from then. That's probably when I was like 2, 3. I don't know how old I was, but I know I moved to Rodale, and when I was like 5, I remember because I had a birthday and I got an Incredible Hulk bike on my 5th birthday, and I used to hit this ramp where I was raw. I didn't know how to ride a bike. In about 2, 3 days, boy, I was jumping ramps. I should have been one of them BMX riders or something like that. Shoot, I should have been on the track with my bike. I was jumping off a ramp. Thought I was Superman, or the Hulk, I should say. But yeah, I remember that. We had a little community garden back out in Rodale. It was the projects, but shoot, I didn't know. I was too young, too innocent. Boy, the world is just like look one way to you when you're a kid. It's like your eyes ain't even open. You're almost like Adam and Eve when before they found out they was naked, right? You like that. You just naked. You just walking around and don't even have a clue or an inkling that you in the projects. But I was in the projects, but it was good projects in those days. I hear it's pretty bad out there where we grew up at I believe it's California Street in Rodale. I hear it's pretty bad nowadays, but I don't know. But yeah, man, I used to. My mama had I don't know what I don't know. I know it was like a community farm where they had this little lot in between the apartments where you can go. I don't know if they was renting a parcel of land or whatever, but my mama had some stuff out there. She used to plant her fruits and vegetables. I don't know what she was planting, to tell you the truth. But I know one thing, I used to go out there and get my carrots and pick them myself and come home and tear a carrot up. And that's when we was watching Bugs Bunny and Popeye. So, carrot and some spinach was some of my favorite dishes. Boy, I just do. I was strong after I ate me spinach because I'm strong to the finish. But yeah, it was it was interesting time. I was like 5. I know we left Rodale when I was like 7. I had a few fights out there too. I used to be a little young bully and didn't know I could cry at the drop of a dime, but whether I was crying or not, I used to be ready to fight. I don't know why. I just was. I had a fight with this dude in kindergarten. I think it was kindergarten or something like that. Not preschool. Yeah, kindergarten. I didn't really have a fight with him, but man, he stepped up to me and I stepped up to him, stuck my chest out, man, and man punched me in the stomach, man. Knocked all the gas out of me, boy. I was hurt. I couldn't even breathe. I was crying, boy. That boy knocked all the air out of me. I was like, God dang. I remember running down this weird little hallway thing. Man, they tore that school down. Man, I wanted to visit that school. I forgot what the name of it was, but they ripped that school to shreds. I don't know. That school is gone. But anyway, all the way at the top of the hill, we used to have to walk through a dirt field to get up to this school. I forgot. I don't even know what the name of it is. But anyway, I ran down the hallway one time as a young little blood and stopped at the edge of this spot. It wasn't in the hallway like a closed. It was like an open one where you like outside, but under the roof or whatever. Man, I ran to the edge. I stopped, spread my legs. I put my fists on my hips. I stuck my chest out like Superman. I remember that. I remember that to this day. I'll never forget. I felt like Superman. I must have watched too much of that too. Shoot. But anyway, yeah, grew up for a few years in Rodale. And that's when the Atari came out. I used to be hooked on phonics. Boy, I'd go over my friend's house and I'd be scared to spend the night, but I spent the night anyway. I said, I ain't gonna do it tonight. I ain't gonna do it. And yeah, y'all wondering what I ain't gonna do, man. I was hoping I wouldn't piss on their floor, on their bed. Boy, all I did was piss every night. I couldn't help it, man. Couldn't help it. I was pissy. But yeah, I didn't pee that night, so I was good, man. They didn't know. They didn't know. I didn't know. Nobody knew. I just had a pissy bed at home. Couldn't invite nobody over there, boy. They would have caught pneumonia. That bed was funky, boy. But yeah. After that, I think we moved back to Vallejo. That's when we came back to the Crest. At that time, I believe my grandmama and them was still out there. Yeah, I believe they was. How old I would have been? That would have been like 81, 7 years old, 82. Yeah, I believe my grandmama and them was still out there. I don't know what year they went back. I know they went pretty early in the 80s, but I think they were still out there, man. We had a ball out there. We just, the Crest was beautiful. Yeah, to a little kid it was. I mean, it not none of the crazy stuff going on. The neighborhood was still young. It wasn't too much of this or that. It wasn't really no drugs going through the neighborhood. Of course, everybody and their mom was smoking brown weed, but I remember that because my big cousin used to take care of us, and that man used to blow smoke in our face and crack up every day. But, yeah. Interesting times. Shortly after that, that's when all the crack in America came through the hood, and it was just interesting. And you can kind of see it being talked about in this documentary, all that stuff. And we all know how crack went through every neighborhood on the planet Earth, and every Black neighborhood in America, and likely beyond, like Europe and everywhere else. Very likely. I don't know about Europe, but I know for sure in America, they poisoned us. They got us. And we fell for the banana in the tailpipe. We came from warriors, man. We came from Martin Luther King, them, and Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. I can't even name them. There's so many of them, man. They killed our prophets, man. I call them prophets out of respect. I'm not saying they just, they biblical or whatever. I don't. They could be. Who knows who God sent here? We can't call it, right? Who knows? But I tell you what, they assassinated them for sure. They killed them, and you have to ask yourself why they do that. Why they do that? I mean, people just asking just to be treated right. That's it. Who was the worst people? Like the people who was asking to be treated right, or the people who was mistreating them? And I just look at that and just be like, I don't get mad about it no more. I'm not mad about it anymore. I used to be. I used to be irate just seeing this stuff, looking at history. It used to make me pretty upset. But yeah, you got to find some peace with everything. And I think, I don't know if I found it quite yet, but, at least with this, I'm trying to, resolve my imbalances in my head and find peace with it. It's a lot of terrible things that went on in that time, man. Like this thing, man, y'all really need to learn about this thing right here. 1956 to 1971. This is COINTELPRO, and goodness gracious, man. A lot of things was in here. Y'all got to look at this, man. They wanted to prevent the rise of the a black messiah. In other words, no leaders should come out of black neighborhoods or black people or from black people, black men or women. And it was a destruction of the black men from this program. And if you thought that was it, I grew up in the 80s in the crack epidemic and the AIDS epidemic where they destroyed even more of us. And a lot of us sit here and blame ourselves. I'll blame ourselves too, but damn, what do you expect from us after you do this to us? I ain't got to go into the history. Y'all read it for yourself. Go study history, man. It'll reveal a lot to you. It'll reveal so much to you. Please study your history. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't study your history. Really. But yeah, forget this. What about the war on drugs? Man, I know some of us lived through that era, and we know exactly some of the things that you learn in history. There, you can dang near know half the stuff they talking about because you've seen it. Just go study it. You'll find out it's weird. It's so weird. It's not weird. What it is evil. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just so evil. The war on drugs. Oh my gosh. And boy, man, I mean, when we gonna turn around? I struggle. I used to see black people die on TV or crossover on the East Coast, somewhere far away from here, meet from somewhere far away from my house on the other side of town, damn near, whatever. That's far, right? And you just at some point you lose a connection with the people that's dying. You don't have any not remorse. What's the word I'm looking for? You just don't have no feelings for them. You get disconnected from other people that come from where you come from. I get it. I get it because it happened to me. And I don't want to be disconnected from who we are and what we were. Man, we grew up and we used to call everybody, all the grown folks, we didn't call them by their first name. We called them Mr. and Mrs. And that was with the grandparents from when I was a young kid. I don't think we may have did that to our parents and our uncles and aunties. No, we didn't. We called them by their name. But the grandparents, we had to give them respect. At least we had to do that. I don't think none of these kids will ever say Mr. or Miss anything these days, boy. It was just a sign of respect. I'm not saying we was better or worse or whatever, but it was just more respect going around in those days. Boy, ain't no respect these days. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yeah, I remember the War on Drugs commercial? Drugs commercial. I think it's a frying egg. Where that frying egg at? Let me see if I can find it. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is it. Check this crazy stuff out. I don't know if I shared the sound. Let me reshare this. Hold on, y'all. Give me one moment, please. Booty bop bop bop. Where's that? Hold on, y'all. Oh yeah, there it is. Where's that? Where's that War on Drugs commercial? Is this it? This is it right here.
Okay, last time. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Huh? Hey, they crazy. Yeah, they crazy. Let me go get back up off of that. Yeah, they crazy. I don't know what the purpose is behind that, because that's not a man's head on drugs, or a woman's, or anybody's for that matter. Uh, I think the message that they was having in those times was, we got to get these drugs off the street. Meaning, do I have to say it? We got to get these niggas off the street. Yeah, that's what they meant, right? We got to get them off the street. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Anyhow, y'all, I'm just on here chit chatting, just talking my mind, just going back through memories and stuff like that, growing up. And I hear my little whining dog. Oh man, y'all don't know, my dog make me sick sometimes, but he all right. You know, he just a squirrel. Just a squirrel, y'all. But do I got anything else to talk about, man? I ain't about to be holding y'all on here too long. You know, I'm already talking too much. This is my first video in like a month. A long time. Anyway, so yeah, y'all stay up, man. Y'all stay up. Stay prayed up, right? Whoever you pray to, I don't care. It's your business. But you know, I pray to the Most High, or who we call Yah, Yahuwah, and his son, Yeshua, or Yahusha, right? Other than that, y'all stay up, man. Stay prayed up. It's wild out here. You know, by the way, you know, I'll be on that finance stuff. So there was another bank collapse. If y'all wasn't aware, First Republic Bank, yeah, look them up. Big bank. Big bank take the little bank. That's what's going on, y'all. They consolidating the banks, the big banks into. I'm sorry, I'm saying it the wrong way. They consolidating the plan. Let me give y'all the plan. The plan from the Federal Reserve, which is a private banking institution of the United States. Their corporation. They are not federal, meaning they're not part of the government. They're privately owned, and well, the elites, if you want to call them that, these families are they waging war on us, y'all. They waging war. Everything is changing. They consolidating these banks down to a few. It's gonna be about 5 or 10 banks around when it's all done, and those gonna be the top 10 banks. Let me go here real quick. Top 10 banks. I don't want no video, just give me some news. God dog it. How about an image? No, we go to news. Yeah, you go to image. We go. Yeah. This probably, I don't know when this was, but this we use this, pretend this one is accurate, right? You got JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, US Bank, National Association. I never heard of Truist Bank, PNC, NY Mellon, blah, blah, blah. Well, what they trying to do, y'all, is they trying to consolidate the banking system into these few. And the reason they would do something like that, you know, let's call it my opinion, okay? This is my opinion of what they're trying to do, because I don't want anybody to, I think I'm trying to tell them this is what it is and it ain't no other way around it. No, this is just my opinion. They trying to take these top banks and all the smaller banks, they trying to collapse them through the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is raising rates faster than they can handle or make any money off the assets they got. So what they have to do is liquidate these assets. It's much more detailed than this. I can't get into all the details. I listen to folks who give me the details and I just put it all together in my head the way I'm spitting it out now. But they take all the assets of these banks and they try to, if they have to sell their assets to cover depositors, you know, people taking money out the bank, and those can be investors, or, you know, it don't have to be the kind of money we have, which is nothing. It can be hundreds of thousands from investors, or even millions and billions. If the depositors start to pull their money because they see the bank books are bad, it's a good chance those banks could collapse and they could be in some kind of trouble. It's a number of banks that's still in trouble, especially the small ones, especially after Janet Yellen said she wasn't gonna bail out none of the small ones, right? The Treasurer, Secretary of Treasury. But anyway, fast forwarding, my point is my opinion is that they're gonna consolidate all the banking system into a few banks. So if you with the small banks, there's a good chance in the future. I ain't got no timeline. If I had to guess, I would say 6 months to 2 years. 2025, by 2025, yeah, something going down for sure. It's gonna be a lot of banks. So, y'all hold on to your hats, store up your food, get ready. Because all that stuff in TV shows they've been showing you, the zombie apocalypse, or when those folks got to survive out there in the woods with guns and what they call that. I forgot, them TV shows where they be out there in the cuts where they gotta fight other people and stuff. That I think that's what they're trying to do to us. I mean, all you got to do is just look at the homeless population. You got to see a problem with that, right? You can't tell me in every city, in every state now, they got the homeless population out of control. Just drive on one of your local freeways, you look over to the side, you'll see them. Something's wrong. Hold on, y'all. Pause. What was that? Anyway, but yeah, something wrong with that scenario, right? You think about it. Yeah, I know I'm going longer than I want to. So what? I don't care. I mean, look at the homeless population. You have to ask yourself the question: what's wrong with America? We don't want our kids, our mamas, or anybody related to us being homeless, but chances are that's going to become more than likely a possible situation with the way things look. And all you have to do is look around. It's a whole lot of go to Sac, go to Oakland. Oh my gosh, Frisco. Every city you go to, they got them. They in their tents. They on the streets. They busted, yeah. But yet, come on, like somebody help me with this. Somebody help me with this. Tell me in the comments or something. Call me if you know me, and tell me how they gonna send Ukraine. I think it's totaling somewhere over 50 billion now, or I know it's for sure over 40 billion, but I think it's total cash somewhere around 40 plus all the armory and everything they sending over there. The tanks and little fake tanks, little Tonka trucks they sending them to get blew up. Man, I know they somewhere up there in this, they probably at 80 billion with all that stuff. How they send them all that money, y'all? And we got these homeless. Come on, man. Black, white, Yugoslavian, whatever they is in America, man, they ain't got no business being homeless. All them billions. Man, Too Short said a long time ago in one of his raps, 600 million on a football team. Her baby died just like a dope fiend. Something like that. I forgot. Y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all listen to Too Short. But that's where they mindset at. They don't give a damn. I mean, like at all. Like not even a little bit. They can't, right? Can't have a heart. Where they hearts at? Where they hearts at? Would you allow that to happen if you had all that money? Would you send it to Ukraine? Nobody in their right mind would. Nobody in their right mind would. We already know what's some kind of dirt going on between Clinton, and not the Clintons too. Well, whatever. I ain't getting into all that. But my point is wicked. Is trifling. Come on, man. And then they brought Ukrainians over here. I believe they on the East Coast somewhere. They brought them over here. They brought them over here and gave them homes and a place to stay. But the citizens, man, the citizens is out here homeless. That's come on, y'all know that's wild. That's wild. Y'all see how they did the Haitians, y'all fellow brothers and sisters, man, the Haitians that came across that Mexican border. Oh man, we know they do the Mexicans dirty too, but man, they got on horseback for the niggas, man. They said, oh no, yeah, well, whip. Y'all ain't coming across this border. Matter of fact, go back to Haiti. We got a first class air trip for you. You know this week, man. They escorted them back to Haiti. What you call it, Haiti? So quick, man. I said, whoa, they crazy. They crazy. I wonder if y'all know. Can anybody tell me if they stopping any of them folks coming over from the Canadian border? Is that a problem? I tell you what, let some niggas start crossing that border or some Mexicans, boy, they'll shut that down too. But they ain't got none, man. That's wrong, man. I think I better stop saying nigga on here. Yeah, my bad, y'all. I don't know. I can't even bleep it. It's too late. It is what it is. Maybe they'd take the video down. I don't care. I don't care. They might cancel me too, but I don't, what I got about 7 followers. Follow me, run quick, see. Yeah. But anyways, I just think all of that's a trip, man. And then when you just look at history, when you look at it, man, please dig. I mean, dig, man. Y'all missing something. It kind of frustrates me. I'm missing it. I just hate that our people don't know. And we read that Bible and everything, our people perish for lack of knowledge. What knowledge? The knowledge of everything, man. You need to know the truth. Only the truth can set you free, nothing else. Man, truth shall make you free indeed. Free from what, man? From bondage. Man, y'all better restudy your Bible. Oh my Lord. Restudy that in history together, man. It's eye-opening. It's your mind will flower with 100 petals on it. Your mind will open up and you'll see clearly what they're doing. That's why I can talk about this bank stuff, man. And we ain't even got into nothing. That's just surface. Oh my gosh. When you see it, it's so unbelievable. You wouldn't think anything like you would think somebody crazy if they explain this stuff to you. That's why I ain't saying nothing. I can't explain all this stuff. There's so much stuff. There's so many lies that y'all believe and perceive to be true. Oh man, y'all trust these people too much, man. They've proven, especially the Black people, they've proven that they can't be trusted. Whether you was with Martin Luther King or whether you was with Malcolm X or anybody else in those movements in those times, and whether you was born from their seed or not, from or just whoever you are, they've proven that they can't be trusted. They infiltrated us on every level. On every level, they infiltrated us. They broke up our homes. What you call that? Y'all know, man. I'm just talking. I'm just spitting. I'm just rapping. Just listen. What they call that? What they call that when you Section 8? Section 8. Yeah, man. Did y'all know? I don't know if they do it the same way now, but back in my day, Section 8, man, you catch a man in the house. Oh man, you losing your Section 8. You could not have a man in the house. No man in the house. I don't know if anything could come up, but you couldn't have a man in the house with Section 8 or welfare. If you had a man, they wasn't gonna give you no welfare. You had to tell them, I ain't got no man. I'm single. I got it's me and my 3 babies. That's what you had to tell them. If you wanted any aid from the government, because they wasn't gonna give you a goddamn thing unless that man is gone. Yeah, man, they helped divide us. They divided us, man, and we fell for the banana in the tailpipe. We fell for the banana in the tailpipe. That's because we don't know how to produce. We don't know how to make nothing. We don't know how to run businesses. We don't know how to do nothing, man. And it's so woo-wee. But anyway, on a positive note, man, on a positive note, the one thing we do have to look forward to is man, Yahushua coming back, man. Yahushua HaMashiach, he coming back. Man, he coming back for his people. I don't care what you say. Yeah, he coming back for his people, man. That thing is written all throughout the book, old and new. And ain't nothing old about the Old Testament, because the New Testament is old too, if you want to go there. So I don't like the terminologies, man. I try to stay away from certain things like terms like African American. I was talking to my mom-in-law about that last Saturday, I think. Yeah, it's a trip. African American, we ain't no dang African Americans. What part of Africa we from then, if you're gonna call us that? Tell us the truth. Tell us the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. How about that? Right. So I try to stay away from well, I was just talking about shoot. I didn't just forgot. I just drew a goose egg in my head. But yeah, man. Look at this, right? Let me see what this say. California outlawed Section 8 housing discrimination. Why it still persists. I ain't gonna read that, y'all. I'm just talking again. But yeah, I was talking about a positive note. Yeah, we got some amazing things coming and happening, man. If you can change your point of view, this is what I'm actively working on. I'm trying to stand from a different point of view. And then this is what I mean by uh point of view. Let me see what we got right here. Point of view, a particular attitude or way of considering a matter. I'm trying to get Matthew to change his point of view. And this is what I'm trying to do to myself. I'm trying to get Rob or Robert to change his point of view. My attitude, my belief, my view, my opinion, my feeling, my sentiment, my way of thinking. And it it's pretty crazy because you can read it all day. You can say, "Oh, I read the Bible 100 times," but it's your way of thinking. But one thing the Bible called for is the renewing of your mind. This is what it's talking about, your point of view, right? And let me go to a couple of images here so I can show y'all what that point of view look like. See if they got some. Yeah. Yeah, here go a good one right here. I think it's a good one. Let me see. Reside. Oh, I'll forget that one. But yeah, the point of view, it just depends on where you're standing at on how it looks, right? How it looks, how everything looks. Like my life, I know people grew up in the same era and time I did, and they, I see them on YouTube a lot, but they hate Black people for all the stuff we didn't went through and did, to each other and wanted, to each other and to other people, whoever. But I have a different point of view. I understand what the government did to get us here. Yeah, a lot of it is our own fault too. Yeah, we joined hand in hand with the government in our own destruction. But man, what if the government set out to bless us and to make us whole and to give us the therapy and to look after us and to make sure we got businesses and everything, things thriving in our community, good. What if they instead of doing COINTELPRO, what if they just said, hey, we're gonna change these people right here. We're gonna make them happy people. What if they did that? It'd be a different thing. We'd be talking about something different today, but we're not. We're not. This is what it is. I am that I am, right? It is what it is. What else, y'all? What else? Yeah, this is what I'm working on, changing my point of view. I want to see it different because, studying history and you understanding everything all the way from slavery till now, and even before slavery is the real interesting part. That's where you got to get into. You got to get into the history before slavery and read the Bible, man. That's a huge history book. That's straight history. And them extra books that they took out that they don't call canon, yeah, read them too. Those is nice. And if you don't feel like reading them, they got this one dude. His name is Christopher Glenn on YouTube. Let me see how you spell Christopher Glenn. YouTube. Yeah, this brother right here, man. How much is it? He got a bunch of books. Yeah, let me go to this. Yeah, I listen to him a lot. Not these interviews or whatnot. I go to his book reading. Man, he got some great book reading skills. Oh, let me find it. Playlist is on the playlist. Yeah, here goes some. Like you go look at the Book of Jubilees, y'all. Man, you got to read that or listen to it. And let me give you a quick sample of how he read. Man, to me, I like him. Maybe y'all
The
won't.
Book of Jubilees. Prologue. This is the history of the division of the days of the law and of the testimony, of the events of the years, of their weeks, of their jubilees, throughout all the years of the world, as the Lord spake to Moses on Mount Sinai, when he went up to receive the tables of the law and of the commandment, according to the voice of God, as he said unto him, Go up to the top of the mount.
Oh yeah, how y'all like that, man? You read along too, and reading along for me and listening at the same time, it helps it absorb into my brain. So usually if I'm just reading the Bible by itself, I got to read the same verse over and over, and then sometimes I got to come back and read that same verse. And I don't know, maybe I got dyslexia or something, or whatever you call it. I don't know what it's called, but for me this helps reading along and listening. But yeah. All right, y'all. I think I didn't talk enough. I didn't talk in your ear for a minute. But all right, won't y'all suck an egg? Because I gotta go. All right, don't suck no egg. Y'all be cool. Stay in school unless you're grown. And keep hope alive, baby. I'm a revolutionary. Bye.